ready to flow. Let's dive deep with Pisces Tarot.
Your business is my business. I see every ache, every kiss, the push, the pull, the silent cries. I'm exposing all the lies, revealing the hidden truth. With me, you have the proof. Your business is my business. True.
Welcome to Pisces Tarot. True.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome everybody to Pisces Tarot. I am your host. I am Mimi Lightseer, and over here at Pisces Tarot, your business is my business. And ooh, child, are we sure enough gonna get into somebody's business today? If you are here, trust that you are here for a reason, okay? And this is Spirit's way of letting you know that there is a love message that is due to you right now, okay? This is the interactive, intuitive, psychic, and tarot card reading designed to explore both sides of the relationship through the lens of storytelling, okay? We are not skimming just at the surface, okay? I am going to unpack some emotional dynamics, unspoken motivations, as well as energetic exchanges to help bring clarity and alignment with truth into focus for your situation. My readings are for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, okay? So the energy that when I pull the cards, they absolutely positively can be inverted, meaning you may resonate with the other person other person's perspective as opposed to the main character, if you will, right? But this is a collective reading. It is not one-to-one, okay? So take what aligns with your spirit and release what does not, okay? If this message found you, please trust that it was purely intention, okay? And I also invite you to engage fully. Drop emojis in the chat, respond to reflective questions, and don't be afraid to share what resonates with you or not in real time, okay? This is a shared energetics container, okay? Not a passive experience. Your participation does amplify the message and deepens the insight. So I thank you in advance for helping me to create and holding the space for us to do what we do, all right? Now, with that being said, I would strongly recommend that you go ahead and grab your paper, pens, notebooks, even open up your notes app, because I am telling you, honey, we are definitely going to get into it, all right? And I want you to capture any thoughts that Spirit may draw your attention to. Trust me, I'm going to say it again. If you are here for a reason, okay? Now, let's go ahead and set the tone. If you're ready to get into this reading, enough of me yammering, go ahead and put the stars in the chat because it is time for us to do our thing, all right? Here we go. Before we dive deeper, it's important that we just level set and ground our energy to focus, okay? Grounding does keep us present and protected. So it's important that we cleanse our energetic field and create that clarity that allows Spirit to come through with precision and ease, okay? So here we go, y'all. We're going to take in 3 deep breaths, hold it for 4 seconds, and then release it, okay? You're going to inhale light and clarity. You're going to release distraction and noise, all right? Here we go. Inhale joy and freedom, and exhale sadness and captivity. Lastly, let's inhale truth and wisdom and exhale deception and fear. All right, y'all. Let's cleanse this energy and get to it. Divine white light, you are welcome here in this place. Give me the message that is meant for the people who are here currently and who will be here in the future. Let this message resonate and be clear and just help amplify the messages that you're trying to get across to them in this season. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I say, all right, y'all. If y'all ready to get into this like I am, go ahead and hit the exhale emoji in the chat because I feel lighter. And I want to know, do you feel lighter? Because I mean, we about to really get into this. And I'm telling you, this is a gentle reminder that this is a sacred space, but things can get a little spicy. So just know if spirit comes for your edges, you're not alone. Today's conversation is meant to draw your attention and to bring awareness. It's not to judge you, okay? Trust me, we all been a fool in love. And today just might be your turn, all right? So if you're ready to get into what spirit is cooking, go ahead and drop that cooking emoji, because it is time for us to get this show on the road. Here we go. Now, before I do any session, I always take a minute to tap in with spirit to see what's coming through. And sometimes it comes through as a message. Sometimes it's a word, it's a dream, it's a color, or it can even be a song. Okay. And today, as I was sitting here preparing my mind to do this live, guess what song I started to hear out of nowhere, y'all? I started to hear this record from 2004 from our girl Sierra, babyface Sierra, okay? And the song is And I, okay? And what I started hearing was, and I know that he won't break my heart, and I know that we will never part. It's time for us to settle down, and I want to be with him forever, okay? And I'm sitting here thinking, who is in love? Like, we have got to talk about this because, baby, it's too much breakup, situationships, entanglements. I don't know what I want to do. We finally go talk about somebody that's in love. So I will strongly recommend and advise that you hold on to your, listen, clutch your pearls, guard your loins, squeeze your cheeks, because it ain't no telling what's going to come out, okay? And if this is resonating with you, go ahead and give me the heart emoji in the chat, because I want to know what is going on. Who is over here in love talking about they know for a fact that this person is not going to break their heart? All right? Here we go, y'all. All right, y'all. So now it is time for us to look at the overall energy for this reading, okay? Spirit, give me the overall energy for this reading today. Give me the overall energy for today's reading. Oop. Oop. Okay. A tall tale came falling out. A tall tale. Okay. Whenever I see this card always reminds me of Pinocchio. Like, I think I can. I'm a real boy. You know, like that type of thing. What I am picking up on is that this has been a long time coming. It was a desire and an ask of this person. This was one's dreams and aspirations. And granted, I could be talking about you or your person. Okay. And I said that and I looked up and it said 222. But this particular individual's energy has required a tall tale. Okay. This was a knowing that they needed to follow through on. They've taken their time with this. They have also prayed a lot about it. They had to go through a manifesting journey, okay? This was not a quick decision. Don't you hate when you tell people I'll call you later and they just don't follow directions? But anyway, Lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. This person, this was not a easy endeavor. Okay, this was not an easy endeavor at all. This was a long time coming. And we have here a person who bit off a little bit more than what they can chew. So this has required a spiritual overhaul for this particular person, because they asked themselves or forced themselves to grow into a space that they were ill prepared to walk in at that moment in their life. Okay. So this is definitely transformative. Okay. This is definitely an opportunity for this particular person to realize now is the time. Now is the time. Now, this could be you or this could be a person, but this has a lot to do with positive self-talk, overcoming the obstacles and the hurdles of the cold feet. Okay. All of those things, right? This is knowing that at the end of the day, it's time for you to grow up. It's time for you to make a change. Okay. Now, what is the truth that we need to hear right now for our journey? Okay. Trust. Trust just flipped out. All right. Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Okay. So this is going back to the manifesting piece that we were talking about just a minute ago, about how this was a long time coming. This was not easy. This was not easy. Asking somebody to put up their player card, asking somebody to change their ways, asking somebody to commit and be intentional about their commitment. For this particular person, I heard the word marriage just now. Okay. So somebody is thinking about this in the right way and are possibly overcoming cold feet in the final hour because they are sure that they want to do this, not necessarily sure that they will ever be particularly ready to do this, if that makes sense. Okay, so this is about them making a sound decision.
Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever.
Awareness, okay, that they have had for quite some time. Okay. They withheld revealing everything. They were scared the first time around. They were scared. And I'm not going to lie to you. They had every reason to be scared. Okay. They had every reason to be scared. All right. How is it showing up for us? How is it showing up in these people's everyday? Daydreaming. Okay. This particular person is all up in their feelings about everything. When I tell you they have been imagining, when I tell you that they have been literally doing all of the foundational thought, they've been in their feelings, okay? They have been sitting back, analyzing, they've seen it all. They watched it all play out, excuse me, in their minds. It's just a matter of time before they put forth the effort and the energy to be able to come forward and to clear the air. With all of this blues and purples or indigos and blues, whatever you want to call it, this is about the throat chakra, okay? Communicating, speaking your truth. This is also about that insight, the manifestation, okay? They have put in a lot of work getting ready for this point, okay? Building up to this. This again was not a short arrival. Like they pretty much had to talk themselves into this. Like they knew intuitively that this was the right thing that they should be doing, but they had to convince themselves. And they also had to build their capacity to really do this right the first time, okay? This has been one of those things where they've withheld. They were withholding. They did not want to turn in that player card at all. A sign that this message may be for you is water. Okay, this is about surrendering, letting go, letting God, okay? But surrendering, okay? This is emotional in every step, form, or fashion, okay? And what's interesting is we have water on this card and we have water on this card, okay? So what I'm picking up on is that at one point in time or another, this particular individual fumbled big time, okay? When I tell you it went left, okay? It was not good, okay? The way that this person toyed and played with you, or you could be the person that's the player, okay? We'll find out who's who in a minute. But the way that this went down, this blew up badly. And when it did, okay, in their mind, they did never see this coming, okay? Their heart was broken and they were done with you, okay? So to be in a place where you're even having a conversation is to be celebrated. You understand what I'm saying? Now, that's probably why I'm hearing and die, because, you know, it's a second chance. It's like, I ain't gonna fumble this. I'm not about to mess this up. Last card for our energy pool. What else do we need to know? Connected. Okay? Connected. Interesting that we have the tree here. Okay? This is about grounding. All right? When anytime you see trees, this is about growth and stability. Okay? So the fact that we have the connected card here is telling me not only is this is the family tree starting. I told you early on, they had to talk themselves up into getting married, going that final distance, turning in their player card, saying, this is the person for me. I know. I'm not. Yeah, it's here. All right, so let's see. You know, this is my favorite book to read from, and it always encapsulates everything that I picked up in the psychic piece of the reading. So I am going to read, what does connected mean here? Okay. Connected. When you feel the suffering of every living thing in your own heart, that is consciousness, okay? And that is a quote from Bhagavad Gita. Every relationship that has been in your life, as well as every relationship that is to come, is not without reason or purpose, okay? Whether a welcome blessing or a harsh lesson, each connection you've shared with others has helped shape you to being who you are. Even the most difficult relationships have left you with a greater sense of a greater self, or a realization that you truly deserve to be happy. Perhaps it's the most critical of all relationships is the one that you hold with yourself. The way you treat yourself, express the way you give others permission to treat you. Let the connections reflect the way that you desire to interact with you. Do not settle for anything less than the truth. Forge relationships with others that allow for these connections to run deep. Most importantly, let your relationship with yourself be the truest connection of them all, okay? So this card is about overcoming separation, isolation, loneliness, and being detached, okay? If that's not reiterating everything that I just said to you, I don't know what is, okay? Now, with that being said, okay, if you feel this in your spirit and you know what I'm talking about, go ahead and put the little tea, coffee in the chat, because honey, it is time for us to get into this. And I want to know more about who is this person that's in love? Who is this person that has finally come to that sense of awareness that they know that this is the person for them? And they're ready to move forward and they ain't taking no for an answer. Aww. All right, here we go. Now, I will conduct a discovery to uncover some unseen themes, discover those issues, and maybe identify those reoccurring patterns between you and your person at this time. Then I will realign each card, right, to align with person A or person B, okay? Again, keep in mind the energy can be inverted, all right? Stick to what resonates with you, okay? Now, you ready? Here we go. Spirit, give me some insights about what is going on in this dynamic, okay? Distance. You and your partner may be physically or emotionally distant, okay? Remember I told you, this went left really bad, okay? So to be in this person's presence, to be able to make up and to have another chance is really a blessing for you right now, because this was fumbled. This was very bad. It went left. This person confronting their player ways, okay? Now, let's see. What is the tea? Well, for one, somebody was running, okay? Somebody was definitely running. Somebody being a player, I'll tell you that. All right, what is the tea, Spirit? Dodging bullets, blocking negativity, escaping crazy people, protected by haters, okay? So somebody in every aspect was dodging this bullet, okay? And or will need to be dodging bullets this time if you want to maintain the integrity of your relationship. All right, what is the news? What is the news? Cupping season, single and ready to mingle, ready for a relationship and on the hunt, okay? So somebody is enjoying cupping season, but I want to put emphasis on ready for a relationship, because when you really look at this card, it's saying two different messages. You single, you ready to mingle. Okay, if you single and ready mingle, that don't necessarily mean a relationship. That could just be I'm just having fun, right? But you're looking for that. Okay, you're looking specifically for those qualities and characteristics to show up in your relationship. And I am going to tell you that it is showing up here this winter, right now. We're in the middle of cupping season. All right. When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? Okay. Sick and tired, cycles, over it, decision being made. Okay. So as I explained to you, one person got tired. This blew up real bad. The other person is remorseful and trying to fix this and overcome it. Now, what lies beneath all of this? Anger management. Okay, so someone is very angry with this, but like I told you, this blew up very bad. So I'm not shocked nor surprised that this came out, because if someone hurt you deeply, it is not unheard of to be angry. You know, like, you betrayed my trust. I'm disappointed. I'm hurt. I'm crushed. I'm devastated. Like, you don't get the right to talk to me anymore.
I'd.
All right, what is the true emotion here? What is the true emotion here? What is going on? What is the true emotion? It's a love-hate relationship for sure. Okay, this is a love-hate relationship. Okay. What is the yin and the yang? Oop, look, y'all, 2 cards, 3 just flipped. Well, 2 was about to fall out. 3 was already upside down. We got the self-worth card, high vibration, healing, unworthiness, expectations, and values. We also have toxicity bound, addictions, pattern, energy vampire, trauma bonds, and feeling stuck. We also have the world card here with a new cycle, karmic completion, travel, fulfillment, success after the quest. Okay. I'm gonna keep these. Okay. Because remember, I told you this was a long time coming. This was something that, bless whoever person B is, bless your heart. Bless your heart. Okay. Because you went through some rigmarole to be with this mofo, only for them to betray your trust and do some of the goofiest things that they have done. Okay. And I'm not going to lie to you. As an outsider, I understand why you feel the way that you feel, because when it comes to matters of the heart, I understand how it could become complicated, right? You don't want to give up on somebody, you're invested, right? And at the end of the day, you deserve somebody that's going to respect and honor you for what it is, okay? But we also have somebody here who has turned a new leaf. Will you consider it?
What the this cannot be.
All right. Now, last card. What is blocking this relationship? Ambivalent. You say you want a lover, but you're not all in. Time to figure out what you want. Okay? I'm going to keep that. Now, what we're about to do is align all these narratives to person A or person B, okay? Person B caused all of this friction being ambivalent, okay? They weren't all the way in. This is why there's distance between them and their person, okay? Or you and your person, person A. This was toxic. Okay, this was toxic. It's all get out. Not only is it toxic, but you had to come to the end of yourself in order to evolve and to grow. You had to complete this karmic cycle that you have been in. Okay. And last but not least, I'm going to say that this has been very hard for you to overcome this. I'm feeling a disappointment in self. So I'm going to say during this cuffing season, you're ready for the relationship. You're ready to go back to your person and to make things right. Okay. So this is from your perspective, person A. You know you messed up and now you over here in love and die. Okay. Anyway, person B. You have to show yourself some self-respect. Okay. You said your self-worth is better than this. You've been working on your healing. You've been realigning your expectations and aligning your values. I'm not going to say that you're not angry or upset about any of the things that have happened, because you have every right and every feeling to be hurt, or every reason to be hurt and disappointed about what has happened. You're sick and tired of the cycles that you've been in with this person. You're over it and the decision has been made. This is officially a love-hate relationship with this person. And at this juncture, you have come to the conclusion that you have dodged some bullets. Okay, you have been protected by everything that you're going through right now. This has been nothing short of divine intervention. Okay, so now that we know whose perspective we're telling this narrative from, this is from the perspective of person A. Okay, and then we have person B, which is their partner, their person that we're in question. Okay, now, with that being said, before we move forward, let's identify whose business we are about to get into. All right. If y'all are kind of sitting over here on needles, you know, it might be your business. All right, here we go. All right. So, what business are we about to get into? All right. Who is person A, spirit? Who is person A? Who is the person who's remorseful and regret the fact that they abused and fumbled and want to go back? Who is person A? Person A is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You are coming in today as the Two of Swords. This is a difficult decision, weighing options, the avoidance that we talked about in deadlock, okay? If you or your person is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, I want you to go ahead and put in the chat your air sign, okay? If you or your person, go ahead and drop it in the chat, all right? Now, person B. Who is the person that they could be dating? Person B is also a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, okay? And they are coming in right now as the Ace of Swords in reverse, okay? This is confusion, which tracks with what I was saying. Brutality, okay? Chaos, inner clarity, which goes back to that. Okay, rethinking the idea and the clouded judgment. Okay, so we got two air signs today again, y'all. Okay, ooh, I'm Okay. All right. Now, before we dig deeper, all right, just keep in mind, take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Okay. I want to see all of those air signs in the chat. Flood the chat with the air signs because, baby, we are in your business. All right. Here we go. All right, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, what is really going on? Well, this is where I officially integrate the tarot cards and confirm everything that Spirit has shared with us leading up to this moment. I'm also going to integrate the intuitive with the psychic reading piece with these tarot cards, okay? And now that we've identified their foundational energy, we can now evaluate what are they currently thinking and feeling, okay? So we're going to do this for person A and for person B, all right? Here we go. If I could shuffle the cards. What is going on with person A? Person A. Ooh, we coming in hot, person A. Person A, you're coming in as the 8 of Cups in reverse. Okay? You cannot walk away from this. And that's literally everything that I said leading up to this moment. Person A, you are stuck like glue, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Honey, when I tell you, you are stuck, baby, you are stuck. As I said previously, this was a situation in which blew up terribly. At the time, now we're going backwards. At the time that this relationship was somewhat cohesive, this person was so ill prepared and really not who they said that they were.
I just saw a messy man.
And person B, despite their patience, despite the fact that they had a firm stronghold, they wanted to be in this relationship so bad with you, person A. They did. And when they started to get wind of how disheveled and discombobulated you really were, your feelings were very much so ambiguous, and your direction for this other person was very unclear. Okay, it was very unclear. So we got to the point where they broke it off with you. They said enough is enough. I'm not doing this no more. And when they made that decision to move away, I'm telling you, everything about your life crumbled. You wasn't expecting that. Okay, you weren't expecting that at all. But what I will tell you is, now that you've had some time to sit back and to reflect, you have not been able to walk away from this at all. Okay, you have been stuck ruminating over this. You are so remorseful. You are so sorry with all sincerity. And it is mind-boggling because it took all of 711 days just to get here. And you have been sitting back looking at this, amazed. When you got the revelation that this is the person for you, it was not only shocking, it was confounding. It was perplexing. Because when you really sat back and took inventory over all the qualities and characteristics that you were looking for in a person, you came to the conclusion, you came to the awareness that this was the person. This is why you couldn't walk away, even though you wanted to. So you have been stuck in queue, trying to ascertain how you're going to go back to this other person and make this right. Because you know, at the end of the day, all that was done cannot be unfelt. The pain, the hurt, the misery, the agony. So even going back to have a conversation with this person is a challenge. Now, let's look at person B's energy, shall we? Person B, you are currently coming in as the Tower card in reverse. Okay? You've tried to avoid being in this predicament with this person. You held on for dear life. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The way this cookie crumbled was irreprehensible. It was inconceivable. It was deplorable. It was senseless. It was all of the things. However, you were so committed to this relationship that you were white knuckling it for dear life until you finally got the memo that nothing in this situation was going to change with this other person until you made a conscious decision to make this change. Okay? This situation was never going to change had you not pulled the plug. All right? So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, person B. The fact that you allowed this to go on for so long, okay, and just stayed in this predicament for so long is interesting to me. Because like I said in the very beginning of this reading, this was a long time coming. Okay? You have put up with so much crap. And this person just literally sat here playing in your face the whole time. So once you finally said enough is enough, it was just that. It was just enough is enough. You walked away. Finally got the wherewithal to say enough is enough. So now my first question is, since we know this, okay, since we know this, the question then becomes, what feelings, okay, or emotions is person A acknowledging versus suppressing? What feelings does person A need to acknowledge right now, Spirit? Oop. The Ten of Cups. Okay, the Ten of Cups. This person is finally acknowledging that this other Gemini, Libra, Aquarius was their happy place. This was the person, and I told you from the very beginning, I heard marriage. Okay, I heard marriage. So what I am saying to you is this person done finally came to the revelation that they can't move on because this is somebody who they can't live without. Okay? They want to be around you. They love you. They care for you. They want to give you the sun, the moon, and the stars above. All right? Now, person B, what feelings are they acknowledging versus suppressing? We got the Queen of Cups. Okay? Person B is over here acknowledging that, and let me just be clear. Person A's energy is coming through very masculine, and person B's energy is coming through very feminine. So for intensive purposes, almost like he and she, okay? He and she. Now, she, in this situation, is recognizing who she is and the power that she has. It is going back to what I said initially about the self-worth and being high vibrational. Person B came to the conclusion that they cannot continue to move on. You were playing in their face, person A. You were playing in their face. And they said, enough is enough. I will take my love, my kindness, my empathy, my compassion, my intimacy, my friendship. I'm going to pack it all up and take it with me because you don't deserve it, my guy. And every time she would take you back, every time she would look over the bullshit that you kept doing, here go another one.
The one.
And another one.
The one.
And another one.
Another one.
So that's why we got to the space that we're in. This is why things fell apart. And that's why I am stressing to you that not only when things fell apart, it fell apart real bad. You understand? Real bad. Now that we understand our foundational energy, now that we understand what we're presently feeling, we see what emotions and feelings that they need to confront. Okay? And these are things that we need to address. All right? Now, I'm going to say emphatically, I don't see person A avoiding it at all. It's pretty unavoidable at this point. So, Spirit is bringing awareness to this and influencing the emotions right now. And I'm going to ask you, what feelings and emotions are you holding on to right now? And I want you to name it and put it in the chat. All right? Now, what is favorable? Oh my goodness. I didn't even get a chance to pull the card. It flipped over. Well, I was going to ask the question, what has been favorable about this connection? And we got the 9 of Pentacles. Okay? So what I would say is, what has been favorable about this connection is that this connection has been very fruitful. Okay? It has been very beneficial for both of y'all to be in this situation. Not only are you guys of the same elemental sign, so you guys got along well, but we also have here that this was a beautiful connection. Okay? There was no reason for person A to be stepping out and doing the things that they was doing. Okay? They were just outside. And at the end of the day, it's nothing wrong with that because you got to show respect. Let me rephrase. It's nothing wrong with you being outside, doing your thing and having fun and living your best life, right? We all have gone through those seasons, right? The community chess days, okay? However, this person didn't see it then. And really the joke is on them. But now that they're sitting back and reflecting, they have now come to the awareness that I had my happy place. I had the things that I wanted with this other person. Now they want to spin the block. They want to go back. Okay? So my question is for you, how is Spirit highlighting these strengths? And what has been working for you lately? And I know that sounds like a random question, right? But if you've come to the conclusion that this is the person for you, how is that helping you to evolve? How is that helping you to grow? How is that helping you to pursue with courage? Right? Now, what has been problematic about this? All right. Well, that's an easy thing to try to, we've already talked about it. But what cycles have been repeated? Okay. We got three cards that fell out. We got the Queen of Swords that fell out, followed by the Hermit, upright, as well as the King of Wands. What has been problematic about all of this is that your deceit, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, has caused this other person to pull back. Okay? They had to take a step back. And so did you. Okay? So this was a two-edged sword. So what I'm saying with all of this is, it wasn't until your lies had been exposed and revealed did you come to the conclusion, dang, that is really the person that I want for myself. That's my person. I gotta go get my person. You understand what I'm saying? So this is all corroborated here. All right. Now, what is controversial? We got the Page of Swords. Okay. Part of the reason why this other person is hesitant to taking you back is because they're afraid of what people are going to say. They know that people going to dog them out. They already know what's going to happen. People know. People know. Listen, person B has every right to be humiliated, ashamed, embarrassed, because you made a fool out of them. So now to circle the block and be like, oh my God, I'm so in love with you. It is just insanity. Because if I was this other person, I'll be looking at you like, what? You know, I wouldn't, this ain't about me. But what I will say is, it would be hard to receive someone calling you and pouring out their heart to you after they've dogged you out. You'll be looking at the phone like,
Completely not true.
okay? And it's justified. Okay? So when we ask the question about the cycles that you have continuously been going through leading up to this point, is that your dishonesty, your lies, the deceit is following you everywhere. And likewise, she don't want to be bothered with you, sir, because she already knows who you are and don't want to revisit that feedback, that negative feedback that don't nobody want to hear. Okay? That's what's here. That's what's happening now. That's definitely a cycle. Okay? So this is about you learning how to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay? And if you acknowledge that about yourself, I want you to write down in the chat, I release ... Okay? Now, what is this trying to teach you? That's a great question. What does the masculine Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? Wow. Okay. Those cards came flying out. We got the Two of Wands followed by the Three of Wands. Okay. What this is trying to teach you is that you cannot be 1 foot in, 1 foot out, indecisive. You got to make a strategic decision and go with it. Okay. You cannot keep holding back. You cannot keep trying to test the waters. You cannot try to play. Like Spirit is telling you today, if you going to be with this lady and stop playing these games. Otherwise, you can have a good night. Spirit is telling you, you can't play these games with folks. Okay? You can't play these games with folks. Now, It's just trying to teach you. It's the Six of Cups here. Okay? You can sit back and reflect on all the coulda, shoulda, wouldas until you blue in the face. But recognizing when you have someone who is in it for you, they're in it for you. They're willing to grow with you. And you can't compromise that. You can't abuse it. You can't play games with it. You can't do none of that. And what we're saying is here is that you sat up here and abused and misappropriated and all the negative things that you could do with a person. You did it because you wanted to have it your way. You thought it was Burger King. That's what made this a toxic pattern that needed to be broken. Okay? This is a toxic pattern that needed to be broken. And now that you've been sitting over here on social media, stalking this person, doing obscene things, just trying to get this person's attention, watching them from unknown accounts, block call, like all the obscenities, right? Just doing crazy things, trying to get this person's attention.
You want my baby?
And at the end of the day, while your feelings are valid, you also have to understand that their feelings are valid. It's only so much that a person can take from you or from anybody. And now that they said enough is enough, now we sitting over here like,
oh my God, my Shayla, my Shayla.
and you understand why they're looking at you sideways? Okay? That you've run out of forgiveness with this person. So if you could sum it up in one word, what do you think the lesson is for you? And I want you to write it down in the chat. Now, what do you need to do to heal? You got the Knight of Cups. You got to be who you said you are and do what you said you was going to do. You need to pull out all the stops, be full of the romance, be consistent, be intentional, go out your way and do whatever it is that you got to do to get this person back. Which is where we go back to the psychic part of the reading, right? When we did the energy read, okay? This is where you're having to do the work to talk yourself up into being the man that you know that you can be. It's not so much as saying, I'm a real boy. No, it should be, I'm a grown man. You understand? That's the difference. So there has been a lot of work that has been done to try to get to this point where the realization is that what you feel is real. Your feelings are valid. It's time for you to take it to another level with this person. You can't be worried about what other people think. You just got to put it out there. And I understand that you over here nervous and shaking in your boots. I mean, I would be too. You did this to yourself. But at the end of the day, matters of the heart, the heart never lies, okay? You over here yearning, wishing, praying, and hoping, trying to manifest this person back into your life. And Spirit is saying that you are going to have another chance to do that. But you got to come all the way correct. You can't come half-stepping. You can't come half-stepping. All right? You got to get yourself together. And you got to be prepared to have a real conversation and that is actionable, not talk, actionable.
Not a smart man, but I know what love is.
What else does this person need to do, Spirit? How do we grow? Okay. 2 cards. Well, number 1, you got to stop acting like you don't know what to do. Because you do know what to do. You just act like you don't know what to do. Okay? Nothing's going to happen when you are operating in this 2 of Swords energy. Okay? Nothing's going to happen. We also got the Emperor here. Okay? So it's reiterating what I said. You got to stop acting like you don't have a say. You don't know what to do. If you want this person, you're going to have to get up off your butt and go get them. That's what it is. That's what it is. But instead, you over here counting disaster. So what do you need to do for growth? Get up off your butt and go do something about it. Okay? With this Queen of Pentacles here, you no longer can sit back and play dumb. You over here running yourself crazy. Can't stop thinking about this person. Have opened up your phone, went to your messages, typed the text, never hit send. Got all these notes that you done wrote in your notes. Never follow up on it. And now Spirit is saying to you, okay, the door can still be potentially open, but are you even going to walk through it? Now's the time. Now is the time. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay? You're worried about saving face. You think you you worried about being embarrassed. And again, understandably, I get it. But how fair is it to have someone else be continuously embarrassed by you, but you wouldn't put yourself in those shoes to fight for what you really want? Help me make it make sense. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. No. Stop fighting it. That's what Spirit is saying to you. Stop fighting it. You want the person, you got to get up and go get them. You want the person, you need to act like you want to be with them. Stop over here romanticizing them, talking about how much you love them, how much you care about them. They was the best you ever had. Do something about it. Because I will tell you, Spirit would never call you higher without equipping you. So the question is, where are you being stretched right now, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? I kind of like spelled it out for you, but I want to know where you feel like you're being stretched. Write that down in the chat. How do you love somebody enough to where you're in love, madly in love with them, but won't go after them? Well, we're about to find out. What is holding back person A from person B? For real. Now, as we dive deeper, okay, I'm going to closely examine some of the hidden nuances that we didn't see before. And this is where Spirit reveals the hidden motives, the unseen layers, and gives us the real aha moments. So make sure that you pay attention, because these clarifiers do not play around. All right. So, will person A go after person B? Will person A go after person B? Will person A go after person B? Wow, we got 3 cards that just came out. We got the Lovers, okay? The Lovers fell, the King of Pentacles, and then the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So what this is telling me is that, yes, you know exactly what you want and you plan on going after it, okay? Not wasting time. You are very clear on your vision. You know exactly what you want. This person makes you happy. This person gives you peace. This person gives you joy. This person brings laughter and friendship. There's kindness here, but you are not remiss of the nuances, the complexities, the obstacles in all of this. There's great chemistry here. Great passionate chemistry here. There's compassion, there's chemistry, there's conversation, there's consistency. It's all the things that anybody would want in a relationship, yet you take your time. Yet you gambled, yet you risked. You were willing to compromise and risk losing this person. Playing games, being for the streets. Always saying you want a real one. Always saying you want a lover. And you got one and then you didn't know what to do with them. So now what? We got the Three of Pentacles. Person A is going to put every foot forward to make this happen. Again, the recognition has occurred. You know that this is your happily ever after. That's why you can't walk away. You know you messed up. You know you did wrong. Now you quick, fast, in a hurry, going around here trying to get back with the person. You don't know what to do with yourself. You're doing everything you can to get back with this person because you know. You know. You over here stressing yourself out, can't eat, can't sleep on their socials. And honestly, this person is ignoring you because they're sick and tired of it. What you've done to them has made them very angry. Okay, they're very angry. They're pissed off. They don't want nothing to do with you because they are enraged. Okay, they are annoyed. They're embarrassed. They're hurt. They're crushed. They're devastated. They're all the things. And the moment that they decide to say, I don't want you no more, here you come. I need it. All right. So what else? Now that you're going to, this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius is going to put into work. What else, Spirit? We got the Six of Cups. Okay. This is what's motivating you. It is the memories of the past that is keeping you alive and keeping you focused. Because person B is definitely ignoring phone calls. They're blocked. If they probably have blocked you on text, like blocked you altogether. I mean, we got dodging bullets here already, but we also have escaping crazy people. Okay, this person is looking at you like you crazy right now. Because again, it's been years in the making. Years in the making. And you played every game in the book that there was to play with this person. And now here you come trying to pour out your heart. Are you crazy? I'm going to look to see how long this has been. Hold on. Spirit, how long has this relationship been in the making? How long has this relationship been in the making? How long has this relationship been in the making? Okay, so it's been a year. All right, it's been a year. The question then becomes, is it been a year since you guys been broke up? Has it been a year since y'all been dating? Spirit, give me a clear yes or no. Has it been a year that they've broken up? Or is it a year that they've been dating from beginning to end? Give me a clear yes or no. Clear yes or no. Okay. It is a clear year that it's been a year since you guys have been broken up. Okay. So that's giving you enough. That's why you're living in your mind. That's why you keep going back to your memory. Making yourself sick, romanticizing. Oddly, this card that came out to confirm that it's been a year since y'all broke up is self-respect, self-confident, introverted, selfishness, jealousy, and insecurity. Okay? It's all there. It's all there. So you're trying to make up for the past year. You're trying to make up for the past year. Okay? It's all there. So you've been broken up with this person for a year. Okay? And during that time, you've gotten your confidence. You've done some self-reflecting. How long have the people have been dating all together? How long have they been dating all together? How long have they been dating all together? Excuse me. Okay, so 4 years. Okay, 4 years before there was a breakup for a year. All right, 4 years. So this would have been a 5-year relationship. You understand when I say this has been a long time coming? It's been a long time coming. But that's what's keeping you motivated. You keep trying to figure out how to get back to the way that it will be because you like the way it used to be. Even though you didn't show proof that you respected it. Even though you didn't show proof that you wanted to be with this person. You showed your raggedy.
They said.
Tail. Okay? What else, Spirit? We got the Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay? There's a feeling here where it feels like an emptiness, a coldness, right? There is this feeling of I don't know if I have it in me to be able to do the right things. It's going back to the convincing of yourself. Okay? And I'm gonna be honest, the deception, the jealousy, the deceit, all of that is bubbling up here. Okay? So yes, you're looking at all the good times, but you're also reflecting on all the bad times too and all the foul things you've done. Okay? You can't escape that.
Embarrassing.
It is what it is. But we got the Three of Cups here. Okay? So what that tells me is if you put aside all of your personal drama, the things that you used to do, and focus on doing the things that you need to do for the integrity of this relationship, if this is what you want, you can have a successful relationship. It's just going to take time.
2,000 years later.
And I know good and doggone well. You're not sitting up here having an attitude, trying to rush somebody because they doing to you what you did to them. Again, you're lucky that they're even entertaining you at this point. We got the Justice in reverse. Yeah, so you're not liking this at all, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, okay? You're not liking that you could dish it, but now you can't take it. And you feel like, well, why it gotta be like that? And who said that? You deserve that, pimp, because you did that. You did that, okay? Now, what or why is this important for this person to know this right now, Spirit? Why is this important for this person to know right now? Why is this important for this person to know right now? Okay, we got the Seven of Cups. That's the first one. We got the Seven of Cups, okay? We got the Eight of Wands in reverse. You got the Three of Pentacles again. Yeah. So what this is telling me is it's important for them to come to this conclusion right now. It's important for you to come to this awareness that you need to put your pride aside and just go for the gusto. Because this other person that we're talking about, this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, baby, they got options. Okay? And they're not sitting around here waiting. They're not playing these games with people like they played with you. See, you over here still singing romantic songs, but you're not being actionable.
A few moments later.
Somebody else comes and snatches this person right on up and gives them the life that you should have been giving them from the very beginning. And while that's not what you want to hear, the reality is you did this to yourself.
Shouldn't have been talking shit.
Okay? You acted like it wasn't no big deal. You acted like your feelings wasn't going to be hurt not one iota. You acted like you was doing them a favor. And what Spirit is saying to you today is you cannot go down this path. Okay? You devastated this person. You crushed them. Do you understand that? You took out their heart and their soul. And you just want to walk through the door like ain't nothing happened? You think you just going to walk through the door and pour out your heart and they supposed to be receptive?
Apologize.
No, they ain't got to entertain you. And you over here asking them questions, talking about some, well, how do you feel? You miss me? Do I miss you?
Know how I feel. Why would you say that? Like, you put me in such an uncomfortable situation. Like, you know I'm not happy. You know I'm trying to see if it'll work out here, and I know that it's not.
That's why this person is dealing with anger. This is why person B has started to put themselves in their pedals, because they said this is a cycle. This is toxic. We just keep doing this round and round and round. For what purpose? You can say you in love with me all day. I'm sick and tired of it. I love you and I hate you at the same time.
What?
And that's where they are. That's the price that you got to pay, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, for betraying, for sacrificing, for exposing this other person to the elements. You put them at risk with no regard for their heart, their feelings, their emotions, their thoughts. You are being really irresponsible and significantly reckless. And now you want to walk in the door trying to flex like you had some magical revelation, which you did, but walking in the door and trying to flex. Wanting to marry this person, wanting to be serious with this person, wanting to fix this. Acting like you just met them yesterday.
I've been waiting on this my whole life.
I don't even know what to say about this, to be honest, because you've made your bed, now you got to lie in it. Okay? You made your bed and you got to lie in it.
Right, mama.
So now what? Where do we go from here? What do we do? How do we proceed to move forward? That's a good question. So let's look at what's the resolution. What's the conflict resolution here? Does this person really pull on their heartstrings because they know they deep down inside they still love you? Or do they recognize that that ship has sailed? Because right now, this other Gemini, Libra, Aquarius is very confused. Okay? They're looking for that inner clarity. They are grateful and thankful that they're able to walk away. But it's also upsetting them every time they have to keep coming back and thinking about this. They're looking for peace. They're looking for quiet. They're looking for solitude. And here you come, just messing with them. So where do we go from here? Let's look at the final outcomes. Here we go. Now, when we talk about final outcomes, I say potential because all I could do is read energy, which is fluid. It is up to you to decide to do what you're going to do, right? That's where free will comes in, okay? Spirit can tell you the things that you need to see, but it's up to you to decide you want to adhere to the messages that are coming across, all right? So, Spirit can show us clarity, chaos, and choice, but Spirit lights the path, and it's up to you to walk down that path, okay? This is where your free will comes into play. So remember that you will always have the power to control what happens in your chapter. All right. So let's see. What is the final outcome? Guys. Okay, Christian. Oh, bye. And don't eat up all the bread. What's the final outcome? All right. What's the final outcome? Well, for one, we got two cards that just come flying out. We got the Four of Coins as with the Two of Swords. Oh, my. Okay. You're not going to be holding back. Okay? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you're going to finally muster up the urge to be able to go put yourself out there. All right? You ain't taking no losses. With these two cards, I know you own. Okay? You own. You ain't playing no games. You ain't playing no games. You're not holding back. The decision has been made. You are coming out of this sunken place of despair. You are going after this love that you know that you had. You're going to pursue it. Okay? You're not holding back. You're going to come in at a rapid pace with this Chariot, okay? With urgency. I feel like you may have seen something and or heard that this person was dating someone else, because we also have here the dodging bullets, okay? So this person is likely to have started dating someone else, but now that you have awareness that this person is dating someone else, you're not holding back, okay? You're not holding back at all. You're like ready, set, go. You're not holding back. You are in this to be in it, okay? And ain't nothing going to stop you, okay? She's over here like, nah, I don't think so. Come. But that's not stopping you. That's not stopping you at all. Because I feel strongly as though you have come to the conclusion that this is your person. Now, I do feel strongly that you, again, I've said it and I'm going to say it again, you are very remorseful about how this all played out. Some of this you can blame on your youth and being immature. Some of this, as you know, you could say this was environmental and circumstantial, like, you know, this is you, you know, feeling like you had big pressure, like you had to be out here playing, like, you know, you had to find out what life was like before you could commit to settle down. And that could be very true too. Yeah. However, just because you were unclear about who you were and what you wanted at that moment in time does not mean that this person was unclear on what they wanted at the time. You don't get the right to poo-poo on people and then want to drag them through it too. You can't do that. You can't do that. But now that you done took a step back and you realize ain't nothing out here in these streets hitting for what it used to be hitting for, now you sitting over here trying to figure out, like, where did your life go wrong? Okay? And it's very clear. You was out here playing whole games. And you wonder why you lost. You wonder why you're losing. Baby, you're out here playing games with the wrong people at the wrong time. God is never going to bless you with something. And, well, let me rephrase this. Rewind. When God gives you a blessing, he is entrusting you to honor and to nourish and to take care of that blessing. Failure to honor the things that God has given you will result in them being taken away from you. Okay? So if you don't know how to act, you can't get yourself together. You can keep on doing you, and they gonna go doing them. Okay? That's fair. That is fair in love and war. You did not take them serious. And it's not their fault that now all of a sudden, here you come acting like they want, like they won the prize. What was the prize? What was they supposed to do? And again, here you come. Out of nowhere, confessing your love, standing outside in the rain with your boom box. Hey, baby. All of that stuff. I mean, it's almost laughable, but I don't want to minimize your feelings. If you're in love with somebody, you're in love with somebody. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with being in love with somebody. But there is no perfect relationship. Relationships are severely flawed. And for you to sit here and pretend that your indiscretions and the lies, the deceits, the toxicity, that is always going to create a barrier and an obstacle and a challenge that you cannot overcome easily. You did this. You did that. It's been a year. It's been a year. And here you come. I would be shocked too. I would be flabbergasted too. I would be confounded, confused, flabbergasted, annoyed. I would probably be, I don't know, amazed, astonished, all those things. Because what we have here is a classic case of you didn't know what you had until it was gone. And now you sitting over here in love talking about, and I. So you want to backtrack because you know this person ain't going to break your heart? Why didn't you honor their heart when you had it? I mean, I would really, be looking at your real sideways too. And wondering what's the gotcha, what's the motive? Like, because you can't build trust like that. Once that trust has been corroded, it's not easy to get that back. So anytime you over here talking that stuff, I'll be tuning you out too. So let's see. Then we're going to get out this business because I've been here for a minute. Let's make this real interesting. Let's shake it up. Spirit, what is the naked truth? How does person A really feel about person B? What is the naked truth? How does person A really feel about person B? How does person A really feel about person B? This is interesting that this has come out. This person is really questioning and asking themselves if you are their twin flame. Okay. I am going to say that it's not the case. But we do have trauma bonding here. And we also have karmic completion. Okay. But so person A thinks that person B could be their twin flame, which also justifies the toxicity, because you just can't break up and leave them alone. You keep going back and anyway, person A says, I miss making love to you. I would do anything just to hold you again. Okay. So this person is definitely spinning the block. Okay. They want another chance. They feel like there's something so beautiful about you that they just can't let go. They want to make it up to you. They want to make it up to you. All right. Spirit, what is person B really feeling about person A? What are they thinking? We know that they're confused. We know all that, but what are they really thinking? How do they really feel about this other Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? How do they feel about this other Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? Oh, wow. Okay, we got 3 things that flew out. Number 1 was, it's time for us to say goodbye. Okay, it's time for us to say goodbye. We also have, the truth was a bitter pill to swallow. Okay. And then we also have, I need you. Lord. Person B, you making it just as toxic. How you gonna tell them I need you, but we gotta say goodbye? We gotta go our own separate way. What? So the final card that we're closing, I'm going to ask Spirit for you to give me a clear and precise answer. Will person B take back person A? Will person B accept person A's offer? Will person B accept person A's offer? This card fell out. The Knight of Swords, reverse, reckless, unfocused, burnt out, impulsive, no direction, unpredictable, disregard for consequence. The answer is yes. But I'm not going to take that because it fell. Spirit, will person B accept person A's offer? Give me a clear and precise yes or no. Will person B accept person A's offer? Yes or no? Huh. We have a maybe, okay? But we have the King of Swords here, okay? In reverse, which is coming up as quiet power, inner truth, callous, weakness, loss of emotional control, manipulation, and a misuse of power. So what this is telling me, which is their energy all day through and through. What this is telling me is person B is going to enjoy. Person B is going to play games with you back, person A, because they can, okay?
He's not ready for all of this. It's just...
because they are starting to get a different side of you that they've never really truly seen before, they're going to enjoy it. But they are cautiously optimistic, okay? They are be careful, because you will be manipulated in this. Like, I'm going to give you an example. They'll be doing something to try to test you, right? So they may ask you for, well, if you love me, you will pay my car note or something like that, right? Or if you love me, we would go on a vacation. Or if you want, I thought you said you wanted to do this. Well, if you wanted to do this, then we should do X, Y, and Z, okay? So what I'm saying is that it's very plausible that while things may be seemingly progressively moving in the right direction, I will tell you that there is a hesitancy in jumping back in right away.
Sorry. Really? What time was you supposed to be here? I'm only like 5 minutes behind. 5 minutes is a little bit too late, honey. I got somewhere to be. I got an appointment.
Okay? So they are essentially punishing you by stalling you out. Okay? They hear you, but that I don't think that they're necessarily going to take action right away.
Child. Anyway, so
let me ask the question. Will person B ever become serious with person A? Yes, you will. Okay? So person B, after they play a little bit of emotional mind games, they will come back around. We got the chariot upright. So that is forward movement, action, progress, integration, determination, willpower, control, direction, departure, and courage. So I am going to say yes, because this is a yes card, but I'm going to say yes. They will eventually stop playing games with you, but I think they're definitely going to have fun playing with you while they can. After all, you did it to them. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. All right. Let's see. What else? What other information do we want to find out about this? Angels, what messages do you have for this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in love with this other Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? What messages do you have? Woo! I can't make it up. We have a wedding. This situation involves marriage. I told you. I heard marriage earlier in the beginning of this reading. If you don't believe me, you can go back and listen to it all over again. We have a wedding on our hands, folks. Yay! We have a happy ending. Finally. Okay? So, with that being said, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to Pisces Tarot with me, your girl, Mimi Lightseer. That was a lot, okay? And I thank you so much for trusting me with your energy and your space and rocking with me tonight. I really do appreciate it. If something hit you deep, I want you to write down in the chat or put a heart in the chat. Let me know what really resonated with you. But before you go, make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel and join my growing community here on YouTube at Mimi Lightseer. All right. Remember, folks, everybody is dealing with a battle that you cannot see. So remember to be kind, patient, and gentle with others as much as you are yourself. How people treat you is not your business, but how you respond is. Make sure you leave a little bit of love everywhere you go, and I will see you next time.